us, this is our first session.
Yep.
Tell us what we're doing right
now. We're just looking up the new Australian curriculum syllabus for PDHP in comparison to the old one. So we're not entirely sure what we need to write about, so we're just looking at the comparisons at the moment, like the different stuff. So
yeah, that's really good. And so Ash, what's our thoughts so far?
We are currently just going through the assignment, just seeing what we actually have to do, and we already know that we have to compare the syllabus, so that's why we're starting to do that, and just trying to divide the roles up, and yeah, that's about it.
That's awesome.
About comparing and contrasting the two syllabuses.
Yep.
So what we could do is have like pieces of paper with different outcomes on each.
Like from each syllabus.
Yeah, so some from the ACARA and some from the New South Wales, and we can get everyone to kind of guess, I guess, which one they belong to. And it'll kind of teach them like, I don't know, how
what
different the word
and why. Like.
Things like such as the wording, like it's a bit different, and so it will just get them a bit more familiar with it. So
yeah.
I don't know.
And what do we want to do to start?
Okay. So that game we could get two exact same outcomes.
Okay.
And then just like
the recommended games and whatnot from the syllabus.
Yeah.
Play one game from the same outcome from the old one and one game from the same outcome or similar outcome from the new one, and assess the differences of that.
Yeah, and we could just see if it's the same or if it's completely different, or
if it's a good idea.
Yeah, and see if it actually meets the same point. I don't know. If that makes sense.
I think that.
Yeah. What's your favourite part about this assignment?
Well, just the favourite part is I'm just really enjoying hanging out with these girls, and we're just we're just trying to find out what roles we should do. We're just gonna discuss things like that. We're also gonna compile the movie. I don't know what I'm saying, but and stuff like that. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to for the next 2 weeks of stress. Alright, so I was thinking we could maybe compare and contrast even like the physicalities of the actual syllabus and the ACARA. So do you think that that's a good idea?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah. Is there anything else that we should compare?
Yeah, like I reckon the physicalities, the layout, the content, just things like that. Even the outcomes and the different indicators and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Okay, so today Brooke and I met up to discuss the old syllabus and the new syllabus, which is all in like a little piece of paper here. We just pretty much just had a look over them in detail just to see if we could see any obvious similarities and differences. And so we came up with a page, which is really good. And so things like, simple things like the document is bigger, like the syllabus document is a lot bigger than the ACARA one. At the moment, it's a bit challenging because the ACARA doesn't actually have any outcomes because it's still in draft and it hasn't been finalised yet. So we've found it a bit struggling. We've struggled to compare those kind of bits, the outcomes. But we've managed to come up with quite a few, even just general the ACARA has 2 strands instead of 8, like the old syllabus. So so we're on a bit of a roll. So.
Alright, so today when Ash and I met up, we discussed just some similarities and differences as Ash told us before, but we also discussed what to put in the handout. So we're going to put in what is a syllabus, what is an ACARA, we're going to do the history of them. We're going to just put in some basic similarities and differences, some pictures and some references, so that will hopefully fill up a page. And also we just discussed what we're going to include in our presentation, and we thought of a game where, because there's no outcomes in the ACARA, we're going to do a game where it's kind of like, we're going to give 2 groups, either either the ACARA or the syllabus, or both groups will get both, and they're going to just discuss and find out their own differences and similarities, and we're going to put it all together, and hopefully everyone will kind of learn something from that, from doing it themselves. So that's the plan so far, and so we're making good progress.
Okay, just bear with us, Aaron, it's going to be a bit weird, but just go with it. Alright, so far we've discovered a few things in the document. So like with the new ACARA syllabus, it talks about Aboriginals and how you have to incorporate cultures and
It's quite specific.
yeah, so like it does mention Aboriginals and Torres Strait, but yeah, just incorporating them heaps into like your lessons. So you're teaching your kids about culture and not just focusing on just, I don't know, if you have a white school, what do I say? Like you're not just teaching on that, like
Just made a real point to include it.
yeah,
Like,
so they become cultured and things like that and very accepting and all that kind of stuff. Elise?
we've also found in both syllabuses, particularly the new one, they've got a loophole, so you don't have to teach all your content. So in the new one, it has your two outcomes similar to two strands similar to your old syllabus. Then it's got all your descriptors. Then the elaborations under that are not compulsory, and that's stated in the first part if it was printed as a book, in the first part of the book near the rationale. So that's something that is just a bit interesting, because even though there's similarities and differences, ultimately it could be the same syllabus because you don't have to teach all the elaborations. So I don't know, I guess it could be argued how much the syllabus has actually changed if those loopholes are still in place.
Whereas a lot of the times in the old syllabus it says like you must teach it, like you have to get between, you have to touch all of the, is it the outcomes, strings, outcomes?
I think it's both.
Yeah, you have to at least touch on all of them between kindergarten to year 6. So yeah, and it says that at the beginning on page 20.
We think there is a bit of a loophole, so people can get out of it somewhere, but it's harder than the new one. The new one's quite, it's actually quite stated. So
it's not on page 20; it's on page 36.
Nice. Cool.
like it's on the book. Okay, Aaron, you have been looking at Christian values in the new and old syllabus. What have you found?
Yeah, well, I've been trying to find ways to directly link the outcomes to a Christian's perspective, but it's quite difficult. I find it would be much easier incorporating the Christian values into the lessons themselves and having this spin that way, as opposed to directly linking them to the written outcomes, as they would have been written by just a general, obviously the Board of Studies, which isn't going to have any religious spin, or they're just looking out for the students themselves and the Australian society.
Yeah.
So it's hard to put a perspective on what they've written in those 20 words that they write about what we need to meet in the outcomes. But yeah, like I said, it's much easier incorporating it into the lesson somehow instead of linking it directly to the outcome.
Yeah, okay. Excellent.
Alright, it's Brooke here. I'm just editing the video that we're going to have for our journal and what we've done. So, yeah, we'll just go through a little bit. There's Elise. Here's Ash. And I've added some cool transitions in. Oh, here. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Alright, love it. Alright, and now that we've Ash and Elise just over here, and what are you guys doing?
Putting together the rest of the PowerPoint.
Have a little look-see, please.
Okay, this is the second.
Ash, you just say.
And I'm about to go do some printing for our game, so yeah.
Awesome, love it, Elise. Love it, love it, love it.
Going.
Cool. Woo!